Yo, what's up everyone? Back again with another cryptocurrency technical analysis video. We had a pretty interesting day today. We had movement at like 3 a.m. in the morning when the Asian markets were active, and that was pretty much all we saw for the rest of the day. So I want to make another attention. I want to put attention again to this top resistance line, because that's going to be important in the coming minutes when I talk about it. All right, so made a pretty bad call last night. I thought we were going lower. Let me go over to this bull flag or bear flag. I thought this was, well, honestly, it looks like a bear flag too in hindsight, but it ultimately failed because the higher time frame trend. The higher time frame trend was in play. Right, so we broke out of the wedge and then we go up and we consolidate, and this bear flag forms, but it fails because it wants to move up again because we consolidated. So again, going down to the lower time frame, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here for some more clarity. So over at like 3 a.m. we moved up again, and so this, I wouldn't even call this a wedge, more call this a trend. So again, we had this triangle, right? Let me mark this. We had this triangle. I'll get to this wedge in a second. So we had this triangle when we moved up again, but we already moved up a ton, so we wanted to take a break, especially when this top resistance is in play. So we're kind of getting a similar play to right here, right, where we moved up and we moved sideways and then we move up again, right? And then we had this triangle, right, but we had this resistance, so we come back down. This time it's a little bit different, right? Well, actually, now that you look at it, that almost looks exactly the same. Let me remove this. Yeah, you could have drawn a broadening wedge like right here, to be honest. But we didn't have this resistance line, right? So again, old resistance becomes new support, right? I think I've said that a few times. So when this wedge broke, if you can even call this a wedge, which it looked kind of weird to me, so I'm not going to call it a wedge, but when this trend broke, we hit the new support, which is resistance. So pretty hard. And I'm gonna scoot up a little bit in my chair. Sorry if you heard the squeaking, it's kind of old. So we hit this new support, which kind of, I think this confirms that it doesn't want to go any lower. Of course, I mean, we don't really have, I don't really like diagonal supports, to be honest. Like, they're kind of hard to predict, right? So like even right here, when we broke, you could have drawn a trend line like right here, right? So you broke it, but you didn't go any lower, or at least for now you haven't gone any lower than this. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna, I just see consolidation right here. I don't even see any patterns. I don't think there's any bigger patterns at play here. Unless we, hold on, let me try to do something really quick. It's a little bit interesting. It's kind of an ugly triangle though, so we'll see. In fact, you probably could have just drawn a triangle like this. So I'm not going to do anything because I don't have, it doesn't look like a triangle to me. So sorry if I was spending a little bit of time there. I don't like these pink lines. I hate them now. Like everyone gets it. Like it just comes back every single time I load up this chart for some reason. So ignore the pink lines, right? Well, don't ignore them, but you know what it means. So this triangle broke, and we had the consolidation on Litecoin. I wouldn't even necessarily call this a triangle. If I was going to call this a triangle, I'd call it right here. We moved sideways, so Litecoin just seems like it's just consolidating, but Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what to think of this anymore. It's kind of just moving sideways. It broke out of the triangle, and now it's just moving sideways, and Bitcoin seems to be taking the lead. I don't know if this is a key, like a indicator of what's to come. You know, I don't know if that's important. That Litecoin isn't going up yet, and neither is Ethereum really. We've even got a triangle in Ethereum, so if these both break down, I mean, I think this resistance just will hold, you know? It's weird. When we get to these like super high time frame, like key resistance and support levels, it gets really weird. I think they might be waiting for Bitcoin to break out of its resistance before they go up. But again, like it's kind of a crapshoot. There's a lot of theories that you could throw at it, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not even gonna predict these. These seem weird. In fact, like I wouldn't even take a position, honestly, until I saw something happening. That was kind of a confirmation, right? So Ripple, we have similar consolidation on Litecoin and Ethereum. I'm not even gonna mark this. I think you could draw a triangle like this. So something similar, right? Nano, I think I called this triangle yesterday, but I think I said it was 50-50 and it broke upwards. So same thing with Nano right here. It's 50-50, even though it's in an uptrend. Maybe it's like 60-40. 60 it'll break upwards, 40 it's going to break downwards, in my opinion. Falling wedge moves upwards, but let's see, is anything else important here? Are we hitting a resistance? It seems like pretty solid resistance right here. Either one of these, honestly. This one. Did I mark this already? Why haven't all my... I remember marking some support and resistance lines here like a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago actually. I deleted Vechain, I think. Yeah. So again, this flag broke out. This is the last time I'm going to talk about it. Flag broke out. People were saying it was caused by news, which it was. I'll give them that. But let me zoom in on a lower time frame so you can see it better. It keeps going down, so that's an indicator that it wasn't just news. It was also the technicals. Metal, I'm going to talk about metal for a second because I think it's important. We saw these triangles all the time when the altcoins were booming in December, and that's what caused Tron. Let me go on Tron on this one. I think I already said about Tron, but yeah, there's a triangle right here. Verge, there's a triangle. Ripple, there's a triangle. Ethereum, there's a triangle. They were all booming, right? Even though Ripple and Ethereum, in my mind, are altcoins. So yeah, triangle right here, and I think if Bitcoin, you know, really pops out of this downtrend and it becomes altcoin season like it was in December, if those two events were to occur, I think metal will pop off along with them as one of the first. So that's what I think. Let me zoom in on a little bit of lower time frame on Bitcoin as well. Yeah, it just looks like it's consolidating. Not much to say here, really. Yeah, that's it. That's my technical analysis to this time. Just be wary that there is support right here. 1037, 1080, or 10380, really. That's the one that you should be, or 10400. Yeah, that actually looks better. So yeah, it might, like I said, it might just channel this way for a little bit before it breaks out. It could just completely even ignore this resistance line for a little bit and then just move upwards. But yeah, we've still got two bullish patterns. So I mean, if I was to bet, I'd say it was going upwards, but I don't know how long it's going to be until it moves upwards, you know? That's what's kind of hard when you don't have a pattern. Just try to catch the bottoms is my advice, even though it's kind of crappy advice, but yeah, catch the bottoms, try to, and yeah, hopefully you make some money.